everybody? We are doing a surprise live here. There could be a tornado on the ground here out in California, which is extremely surprising for this setup. This area is not even in a risk of severe weather, and nowhere in the United States is for today. But we have what could be a tornado on the ground here heading for the Ben-Hur area in California. So if you're in that area, you have to seek shelter now because this is a possible tornado on the ground here that is moving off to the north towards your area. Okay, so what we have here on the radar through the velocity signatures is some 70 to 75 mile per hour winds, right? Wouldn't be a huge deal on its own, but oh, that was a bad voice crack. But we do have a correlation coefficient drop here that is very minor, all right? It's not big, but if you line this up with the reflectivity, you see that this could possibly be debris in the atmosphere from this tornado, okay? Now, I'm not saying it 100% is, and in fact, it's probably not, but it's something you need to watch out for. There could be a tornado on the ground right now or one that drops at any second. You'll notice this storm is kind of shaped like a bean, and that's what's perfect for storms like this to produce tornadoes, all right? They've got that classic supercellular shape here that could have the potential to do something tornadic here towards Raymond, Knowles Junction, Knowles, and Ben-Hur in California. There was a weather spotters confirmed report of a funnel cloud, okay? That was back down to the south here towards the Dalton area, but this area is moving off to the north here. This area of rotation is, so we could see a tornado drop here possibly near Ben-Hur, Knowles, Raymond, in California. Okay, so this whole area needs to be in their safe place now because this is a pretty dangerous storm at the minute. Obviously, we have our blizzard ongoing out here in California, but we talked about that earlier today, so if you want to know more about that, check out that stream. Okay, we've still got a little bit of a bean shape on this tornado here with this radar update, or possible tornado, I should say. So let's switch it back over to the velocities, wait for them to update here, and see what happens. Correlation coefficient update. There does not look to be debris in the atmosphere anymore. I don't think so. I don't think there is. There may not have been at all, but there is a possibility that somewhere in the middle of this box there was earlier. But if anything, this storm is just getting even better rotation. So if it hasn't dropped a tornado already, it has the potential to, all right? There are winds over 70 miles per hour here. Again, there's not a confirmed tornado on the ground here, but there's a possible tornado heading for the Ben-Hur area in California. So if you're there, please seek shelter. It is time to go to a basement, a room without windows if you don't have a basement, lowest floor of your house. There is no reason to not be in shelter right now, especially on the north side of this warning. If you're on the south side, you're good. The storm has passed you, all right? If you're south of this line, you're good. If you're to the north, we need you to wait a few minutes, all right? This probably won't drop a tornado, but just in case it does, please do take shelter. There's no reason to not be in shelter. It's like, what are you going to lose if you take shelter now? But what could you lose if you don't take shelter? So you got to think that way whenever you're looking at possible tornadoes like this. So let's just see what this storm does over the next few minutes. This isn't a widespread situation. It's just this one supercell here that is a little bit concerning. That could have the potential to produce a tornado here. If not tornado potential, there has been at least one funnel cloud reported on this, which funnel clouds on their own are not dangerous, but if they drop, they can be problematic. At that point, if they reach the ground, which is more likely in this area with the higher elevations, then they can produce low and tornado winds, possibly. But this tornado warning just got updated. It is still in effect, but it has shrunk a little bit towards the south. It got rid of some of that part. But, yeah, this tornado warning still includes Ben-Hur. We've still got, let's see, where else have we got? Really nowhere. Really, Ben-Hur is the only area included in this. So, again, even without that tornado on the ground, we could still have funnel clouds that are touching down, which are very dangerous. So seek shelter. It is time to go. Again, there's no confirmed tornado with this yet, but one could drop at any second. And if not a tornado, a funnel cloud could. which is basically a weaker tornado. A briefer tornado as well, I should say. Really, if this was just a funnel cloud threat, you wouldn't need to take shelter. You just need to watch out for one. But because there is that tornadic potential in play, there's also maybe some minor hail threat here. You know, with all those factors combined, it's enough for you to need to take shelter here. Again, we got that not necessarily as good looking anymore, but still a pretty interesting looking supercell. We don't even really have that much lightning on this storm, at least according to Radar Omega. But you know what? This is only lightning strikes within the past 5 minutes, I think. Let's see here. Let's see if we can change that. Lightning. Yeah, this is only within the past 5 minutes. If we go to 30 minutes, how does it change? Maybe we need a refresh here. I don't know. Maybe just no lightning has actually struck it. I think it needs time to update. I think there's definitely been some lightning strikes within the past 30 minutes here. Again, watching this area of rotation very closely here. This could try to do something if it intensifies anymore. This may not be good. It's weird. If you're in this little spot here, you're under both a winter storm warning and a tornado warning at the same time. Two very different things. But yeah, we should be getting a new radar update very soon here. And there it is on the reflectivity. So yeah, there's a lightning strike there now. Yeah, again, this storm is probably weakening out. I think the tornadic potential is going down. But I do want to wait for those velocities to update before we say anything for sure. So please stay in shelter for at least a few more minutes here. There we go. There is still rotation. Still some rotation here. Even if there's not rotation, there's winds above 70 miles per hour, just a little bit off the surface, and they're not that high above the surface because this area is very mountainous, so damaging winds are still a threat. And, again, that tornadic potential, it's still there. Gotta watch this. Luckily, there is a weather spotter on this, or at least was on this when you saw the funnel cloud. So, again, possibly a weak tornado on the ground here. Towards Ben-Hur in California. Again, maybe a very light CC drop, but it's hard to tell if that's not just a radar signature. So, don't be scared, be prepared. Get to the lowest floor of your house in an interior room that does not have windows. Again, hopefully the tornadic potential with this is going down, but there's no surefire way to say. Still got some decent rotation here towards the southeast of Ben-Hur. I think if you're in Ben-Hur, you're probably just barely going to miss this rotation. But it's better to be safe than sorry. So seek shelter, especially towards the east of Ben-Hur. This area that I'm circling now is where it's going to be next. This bottom circle is where it's at now. The top circle is where it's going to be next. Again, this is a interesting looking storm here. Very unexpected. I'd like to mention that. We do have some storms off towards northern California that could cause a bit of a damaging wind risk, but likely not going to be as intense as this storm down here to the south. We also have some gusty showers and storms up here in Washington and Oregon. Spokane could be seeing some gusty winds here. Actually, this is snow. Wow, that's got to be some heavy snow if we switch over the winter weather radar. It looks like rain here. I don't know. There's snow on the northern side of it. Yeah, I guess this is all snow, not gusty wind threat. I mean, there could be gusty winds. And even pea-sized hail, it says. So you might want to look out up there as well. But You don't need to take shelter. But with this tornado warning, you're definitely going to want to do that. This is a very bad looking storm. But there is a silver lining here. We are entering an area where we're starting to switch over to snow, which again, this is so incredibly rare to see. You see, just to the right of this line, snow's falling. Just to the left of it, there's a supercell. That is one of the rarest things that you can see on radar, I would say. So hopefully this storm will mix in with this snow here, and then that tornadic potential will be gone, because tornadoes cannot form below freezing. May even see some thunder snow here, if you're lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we've got a storm here capable of producing a tornado near Ben-Hur, California. There is some... Hello, Mr. Storm. There's some decently impressive rotation with this, but probably weakening out soon. This is just some live coverage here, just to make sure that nothing happens with this. If you're just now tuning in, the thing is that this is going to mix in with snow very soon, like within minutes, and whenever it does that, the tornadic potential is completely gone. But right now, there is a little bit of tornadic potential for the Ben-Hur area in California, so you're going to want to seek shelter. Got that new radar update, velocity update. Again, there is still some minor rotation here. And there has, if you're just not tuning in, I've said that like 3 times, but if you're just not tuning in, there has been a report of a funnel cloud by weather spotters. That was back towards the Dalton area, just to the north of Dalton. But again, this is a dangerous looking storm at the minute. Hopefully, though, over the next few minutes, this will very quickly start to mix in with this snow, and that tornadic potential will plummet. Because, despite what you may have heard on the internet, Snownados are not a real thing. They can be, if a tornado forms on top of an area that's recently seen snow and it's warmed up a bunch, but that's not what's happening here. I'm saying, like, once this storm switches over to snow instead of rain, it's not going to spawn a tornado whenever it's snow, if that makes sense. Again, the problem is that these are very high mountaintops, so it's easier for tornadoes and funnel clouds to drop here. Even though funnel clouds rarely drop, they're more likely to up here. I think if this wasn't about to enter the snow, this would be a much bigger problem. But probably only going to stay live here for a few more minutes to track this. I had a much more impressive look earlier, I would say, like 10 minutes ago. You can see there it took a bean shape even. Can you do a twisted live? I might. I literally just got done recording a twisted video. That would be awesome, I think. You know, play with viewers. That would be so cool. I'm not that good at twisted yet, though. But honestly, I was thinking about doing that. So if Mr. Storm wants me to do it and I want to do it, I'm thinking maybe we'll do it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, this storm almost looks like a turtle now. Look, there's the little head, and you got his little legs there down here. I did not realize how much that looks like a turtle. That's so weird. Alright, everybody, dangerous turtle storm here approaching Butler Mountain and Indian Peak in California. Seek shelter now, the turtle will destroy. But in all seriousness, you do need to seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. On the northeast side, at least. Down to the south, you're good. You can get out. I'm surprised they haven't shrunk this again. If you're south of this line, you're good. Good. You're in the clear. If you're up here, wait a little bit longer. Should get that new radar update soon. And after this storm is done, I'm ending stream, like I said, because there's nothing else really that interesting going on. Let's actually take a look here at the Mount Shasta live cam. We have got some heavy snow falling. Look at that. Look at that. Heavy snow and even some gusty winds. I think we're going to keep that on the left-hand side of our screen because that is some very heavy snow falling there in Northern California. Very impressive look there. So let's go back to our storm here. $33 here, so some rain could mix in. But the temperature is dropping, so that's becoming less and less likely. Radar update. Again, that turtle shape. It's still there. The heck, dude. Okay, let's wait for this velocity signature to update here. Again, on the left-hand side of your screen is some heavy snowfall falling in Northern California there with a live cam. In fact, we can even drag that down so you just see the camera. Look how neat that looks. I need to start doing that more. Velocity update. Again, there is still rotation here, but we are entering the snow zone. The froze zone, you could call it. So, if you're just now tuning in, tornadic storm here in central California. And then in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you're seeing a live cam of heavy snowfall up in Northern California. It's interesting. You know, you're down here, you have a tornadic threat, and then you just go a few hundred miles to the north, heavy snowfall. You don't even have to go a few hundred miles to the north. You can just go like 10 miles to the east. And you'll see here, we got a tornadic potential and then snow. This is one of the most interesting tornado warnings I've probably ever streamed. And speaking of which, it's just now been removed. So, the National Weather Service is not quite as confident in this storm anymore. Honestly, I'm not either. And the only reason that that's the case is because it's entering snow. If it wasn't entering snow, this could be a legitimate problem. But it's going to be too cold for a tornado to drop. So, I'm going to end the live stream here. I think this cell is going to continue to weaken as it heads towards Ponderosa Basin. And not necessarily just weaken, but also mix in with snow. So maybe a heavy burst of snow coming for you guys. But other than that, you're fine. So I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. Again, this is incredibly unexpected, but not like it's been completely uneventful. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next stream. Peace.